wonderful table to my left that has an array of teacups and some cake. And it's always important to have cake at gatherings like this. Anne Cottier from the WI, chair of the WI here. How important is this parish hall to you? Because we've heard about the magnificent concert that happens at the end of February.
Yes, we're very much part of the community here, and we have a fantastic concert at the end of February and have been running a concert for the last 45 years. And we spend 6 weeks practicing, dancing, doing sketches. We have the bells playing. We have a guest artist. We have a wonderful time, and everybody who comes to watch goes home absolutely elated and full of the joys of the laughter.
Do you know, I think everyone's always elated when the WI are at an event. I mean, you've got a great community feel here.
We have, yes. We've been going, it's our 50th anniversary next year. I've been a member here for 20 years and we're very much part of the community. We've adopted the railway station, so we go down and we plant it all out with lovely spring flowers, and when the trains go past, we have a lovely display for them to look at. We're involved in the whole of the community. We support the commissioners. If anybody wants a cake or a cup of tea make, we get asked, of course.
Is there any chance of a cup of tea now, do you think?
Yes, definitely.
Not till you finish, Beth. You've got work to do.
Oh.
But what we're finding out about in these Village Hall series, and the Arbory Parish Hall is no exception to this, is the variety of things that happen here. And I'm joined now by 2 mini fencers. I'm delighted to say, what is your name?
Elsa.
And how old are you, Elsa?
8.
And what is your name?
Joe.
And how old are you?
10.
Okay, just tell me about what you are doing here, because you have some very interesting outfits on.
We're doing fencing.
And do you practice here, I take it? Is this what happens? Tell us, how often do you come here and do this?
I go on Tuesdays.
Yeah. And how long have you been doing it for?
About 2 years.
How about you, Elsa?
About 1 year. I started when I was 7.
You started when you were 7. Okay, what's the most difficult thing about it? What do you love about it most? I think she loves everything. What about you?
There's lots of new skills to learn and new opportunities to make friends. And
oh, you wear wonderful outfits as well. Could we get a little bit of sound effect of you doing some fencing? Do you? I mean, is there any sort of no? Is that? You've
got protection on, so you know they are protected. Tell us about this. What is this?
So this is a foil. It's like sword fencing, like sword fighting.
But it's safe, isn't it?
Yes, it's safe.
Yeah, because it does have a little thing on the end to make it safe. And as you have these, tell us what this is in your hand.
A mask.
Yeah, and so obviously that goes on to protect your heads as well. And what is this that you're wearing?
Well, under it we've got a plaster on, and
yeah, so it keeps you all safe. Yeah. That's the important thing. Brilliant. Well, you look fantastic, I have to say. And again, it's a perfect example of different things that happen here. Thank you for talking to us. Another thing that happens here is judo.
Yes.
Yeah, Richard, you're going to tell us all about the judo that happens here in the Arbory Parish Hall.
Yes, we're on Friday nights. We have at 6 o'clock we have the young children on the Kano class. They're from the 6 and 7 year olds. At 7 o'clock we have a little bit older, 8 years old up to 13, 14. And then we have the seniors coming on and the more experienced juniors starting at 8 o'clock.
Now, Richard, before the show started, you said you first did judo in around 1993 by accident. Would you like to tell us that story?
Well, basically, my stepdaughter, she wanted to be a Power Ranger. And we were living up in Ramsey. I knew nothing about karate or any martial arts. And the only martial arts club up there at the time was judo. And I started. I didn't like it because it hurt initially. But she stopped. I carried on. And yeah, that's why I got in by accident. But now I love it.
And how many members do you think you've got?
Round about 45 to 50. Predominantly aged between 8 and 13.
And you practice in here, so this really is the judo hub. And there's quite a bit of practicing coming in for a special event soon.
Yes, we have the seniors. We're training for the Island Games in July in Gibraltar. Recently we've been away to Sheffield. And this weekend we're away in Northern Ireland. Next weekend there's a group going to Copenhagen. Again, this is all in preparation for the Island Games. So they've been trained and practicing for the last 18 months.
How wonderful. And this goes on, and to be honest, it's not something that I've really heard much about.
No, we're trying to keep it secret because we do know that the other islands, they do monitor social media and they will be looking and researching, trying to find out what we do and how we do it. So we've kept a very low profile.
Oh, I love the thought of that. That's absolutely brilliant, Richard. Thank you so much. If anyone's interested in joining your judo club, can they just come along, or do they need to get in touch with you first?
Well, they need to get in touch because we have a waiting list, particularly for the juniors. Seniors, again, because we're training hard, it is difficult to have novices on the same mat as people who are practicing. So they need to get in touch so we can arrange another coach to be here with us.
Wonderful, Rich. Thank you so much for speaking to us this afternoon.
Now, I've spotted two people here who are lingering near these wonderful photos and historical information that Jane Glover brought down for us earlier. So, Myles and Lady Mary Walker, thank you so much for joining us. Just tell us what's been catching your eye here.
Well, I was looking at the Colby Methodism and its buildings, which were written by Jane Glover's granddad. And it's a very interesting story. And there's one there at the Parish of Arbory, which shows the map, where we have a little tiny bit of coastline there, and then it goes right up into the hill, so it's a long, narrow parish.
It has been noted that the shape of the parish looks very much like the entirety of the Isle of Man.
Well, I'd never noticed before, but so it does. Yes,
so
it
tell
does.
us about your family and involvement in this area over the years.
Well, my family came to Ballabeg and Colby in 1920. So next year they've got a sort of 100th anniversary, and I brought Mary over from Peel. About
a long way.
Yeah.
It was a long way, Mary. How did you adapt?
Oh, with difficulty.
And you have some involvement with the Colby Football Club.
Yes, I again took over from Mr. McPhee as a trustee of the club when he stood back, and have been involved since, I think, about 1976 or 77. And I'm still sort of chair the trustees meetings. And, of course, we've redeveloped the ground recently. And we've now got 3 pitches, a no-weather pitch and a lovely clubhouse. And it's a fantastic facility. So that's changed beyond all recognition. The first clubhouse that I remember was at the Glen Road field. And I'm told it was used as a workman's hut when they built Kringle Reservoir. And it was brought down on the back of a tractor and trailer in bits and erected. And that served the club for quite a long time.
Fantastic. And again, do make sure that you go over to our Facebook to check out the streaming and the videos and the photos that we're putting on there, which you can do either now or after the programme, because as we are seeing, there are some wonderful photos of the history of Arbory Parish that Jane has brought down here.
And something else we've heard about a lot this afternoon is La Columcille, and we are joined now by Brian Ray. What is your connection to this?
I'm the president currently. We've heard a lot about community. The word community has been used quite a bit this afternoon, Beth, and I think that sense of community sort of culminates on an annual basis with our celebration, our parish festival, La Columcille, which is these days normally held on the last Thursday in June, this year the 27th, here in Ballabeg as it happens. And we've had the children here this afternoon as well, and they're very, very, very much part of that celebration too.
And what sort of things can you see at La Columcille?
There was a poem written about Lake Columcille by a gentleman called Mr. Pemberton some years ago, and he said the underlying premise, I suppose, of Lake Column was to meet, eat and compete. And so those 3 words really sum it up for me. It's a great gathering of the parish people. We have lots of competitions, whether it be sports or crafts or cookery or whatever. And then, of course, we always have our big tea tent. So that's about it in 3 words: meet, eat and compete.
Sounds absolutely wonderful. I just want to talk also, if we head over to this corner over here, we'll talk about some of the events that are held in here. We're going to find out now, it's about ballroom dancing.
Correct, that's correct.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Bob Richardson. I'm the organiser of the, on the ballroom dancing. I come here on Thursdays and Fridays and teach private lessons and classes.
Ah, are you the dancing man that we've heard about?
That's right.
We found him.
Finally found you. We were. Yeah. So how many people do you tend to get along here?
Well, I've just got a few today. We've just got 2 couples, 3 couples really, yes. Haven't we? And myself, you know. So if you want to play some music,
Oh, do you know what I think we might have to do for some exclusive content after the show? Is get some
we
music
could make
on.
that our exclusive
do you reckon?
content.
I mean, how likely do you think it would be that we could learn some moves?
Oh, it's very easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Superb teachers, of course.
And how did you get into ballroom dancing?
Through Bob, really. When he came to the island to teach ballroom dancing, I've always wanted to do it. And I learned ballroom and Latin from Bob, and I've been lots of lectures, and I've been to the international competitions to watch in Blackpool, which is the mecca of dance, and got so interested I became a teacher myself and took my qualifications, and I now help teach the adults with Bob, and we've got quite a few big classes now in Arbory and down at Colby Methodist Hall.
How wonderful. Well, I look forward to having a little bit of a go at that. I have got 2 left feet. I'll just warn you that now.
Oh, no, we can teach anybody.
Okay,
Oh,
you
they
sound
say
very
that
confident.
now.
Very
I know,
confident.
just wait till we get the exclusive content
My
later.
goodness. I'm just wondering, is there anybody we've missed who has an event here? Because it just feels like we are just scratching the surface of what
I
goes
know.
on here.
This gentleman over here, super quickly. What is your name, sir?
Alan Williamson. I take the Tai Chi class on a Wednesday.
Of course, there's Tai Chi as well. And how well attended is that?
It varies considerably. We've got sort of hardcore about half a dozen. There can be 3 or 4, there can be 8 or 9.
And what is the most important thing about Tai Chi? What does it actually do for us?
That depends what you want to do. It is a martial art. Some people do it for the martial aspects, but most people tend to do it now for the exercise and the health-giving benefits of it. So it's nice and slow. It's one of those things that you can do. Anyone can have a go. It doesn't put your blood pressure up. It doesn't put your heartbeat up or anything. So it's very good exercise all round.
Oh, so many things happen here. It's fantastic. Thank you very much for that.
We are going to finish in just a moment with another performance by the Bell Ringers. But Tim Glover's here, and you've got something rather green in your hand.
I have indeed. Now, this is a bit of a quirky story, but Jane's asked for it to be told. The story of Peter P. There's Children at Grin, which is a group that parents and pre-primary school youngsters, they tend the gardens at Arbory School. They're learning all about plants and vegetables. They planted peas out of season early this year, and Jane planted one in the greenhouse at our home. And it has flowered and produced fruit. That was picked this morning, a pea out of season.
Absolutely
Amazing.
brilliant, just wonderful. Look, thank you so much to the Arbory Parish Hall for having us here this afternoon. Thank you to Matty Cunningham, our location engineer, Ben Hartley for producing all our social media, because you will see lots of photographs and video on Facebook
content, yep.
And on the portal as well. And thank you also to Alex for producing the show back at Broadcasting House.
And a huge thank you to Jane Glover, who basically organised this entire event for us today. Jane, you're a superstar. And don't forget, there'll be a podcast as well.
A ballroom
podcast as well, and the leftovers, late lunch leftovers from all of this week as well. But I think it would be fabulous if we could finish the show with some music. So we're going back to the handbell ringers. Ladies, thank you so much. Please do take it away.